Once again, welcome to TLMT.
You got it down pat. Yes. Welcome to the Love and Marriage Talk. Hope you guys had an awesome week. We're excited to have you here again.
I'm Nate,
And I'm Esther.
and we are glad to have you as our audience.
Yes, we are.
It's just been such a wonderful journey. This makes it our third episode.
Yes. Yay. Going up.
Going up.
We are here to stay, so we are excited that you are on this journey with us. And trust me, we cannot do this without you. And so, thank you for tuning in today.
Yes, it's been such a wonderful journey so far. It is work. It is work. But it is a good work because this is what we do.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. And we have a wonderful treat. The subject for this episode is just so profound. And stay tuned until the next break.
We'll be right back. Maybe this was a quick break, right? It was too soon. But anyways, it was worth it. We're happy to be back.
So, Esther, what is the subject for the day?
I think I'm smiling from ear to ear because of our subject today. You know me. When you know me, you know I love love. So anything to do with love, please, I want to be there. And so today's episode, we decided to talk about finding love.
Finding love. Finding love is such a wonderful
Okay.
thing to do.
Yes, it is
For,
fun.
for married birds, we've all been there, all right?
Yes, we have.
We've all made that journey to find love. So this episode is dedicated to our single lovebirds.
Yay! To the sisters and the brothers who are out there finding love, this is from our heart
To you. It can be such a stressful journey. You know, I've been there and done it. And for brothers, I understand you. I get you. I get your passion. I get your drive. I get your discipline. I mean, there were several instances where I wasn't in relationship with people, but there were certain things I think I was afraid to do it alone. I was never the type that would sit in a whole restaurant by myself eating. No, I wouldn't go to the movies by myself. I mean, I did find myself, inviting few of my female companions, and I wasn't intimate with them. They were just friends. And I'm like, hey, I want to go to, so and so to eat. So can you join me? Because I don't like eating by myself. I want to go to the movies to see, X, Y, and Z movie. And I don't like going to the movies by myself. So these were things that I did to cope with being single. I mean, I know there are a few things you guys are doing to cope with being single. But we are here to let you know we understand your journey. We understand your struggle. We understand all that it takes to find love. Esther, do you have anything to share?
So much to share. And like Nate said, in as much as finding love can be challenging, I think it is fun too. It's loving to find love.
I like
Loving
that.
to find love.
It's loving to find love.
It's lovely to find love, right?
Awesome.
And so that takes us to our first point. What do we do when we are trying to find love? One of the first things that Nate and I thought about is when you are finding love, it is important to know yourself. So, knowing yourself when you are finding love, what can you say?
Man, knowing yourself, that is extremely vital to bringing somebody into your space. I mean, space is important for both a man and a woman. You know, we all live in our private lives, in our private space, and for you to bring somebody in, you have to know yourself. You have to know your tolerance level. You have to know your tendencies, what makes you tick, you know, what makes you smile. You have to know all your vulnerabilities. You have to identify those human qualities. These are some of the few criteria you gotta know it. First of all, you gotta be honest. You gotta have integrity. You have to be sincere with yourself. Once you identify these qualities, I think it's enable you to decide to bring somebody into your space.
So, let's have a different twist on that. I like what you said. When you say that you have to know yourself, being honest to yourself. Because you know when you're finding love, you can decide to let certain things go, right? Oh, it's okay. I can deal with that. I think I can handle that. We know we can all handle that until it actually happens, right? So when you are finding love, we believe it is very important that you know who you are. So if you know who you are, if you know you can't take lies, if you know you need somebody who is honest because you are honest, right? If you know that you love to cook, you love to clean, if you know you love to go out, you love to travel, knowing yourself, knowing who you are, knowing what makes you think, right? What brings that smile on your face, knowing what makes you who you are is very vital, is very important when you are finding love.
Yes. That is so true.
And I'm sorry I'm so passionate about this.
You are Estella, you know. So I know this is one of your specialty. To add on to it, identity is the key. Having an identity, knowing who you are as individual, you know, because you are bringing a whole human being into your space, and you are getting into somebody else's space.
There you go.
So it's a two-way street.
When you're finding love, you are finding that person, and you are going to be in that person's also space. So if you know that there are certain things that is like, I can't deal with that.
Do that again. Certain things that is.
If you can't deal with certain things when you are finding love, we believe it's very important that you let those things be key factors for you. So that takes us to our next point is loving yourself when you are finding love.
Loving yourself. A lot of single men and women struggle with that because I've been there. I did struggle with that when I was single. We think that we're making this journey to find somebody to make us happy. You know, finding love is not to bring happiness to your life.
You taking happiness too out.
You taking happiness out.
Yes.
You taking all the good you are to somebody.
Yes.
You know, so don't mistake it to be, oh, I'm not good, so I'm just gonna find somebody to bring some goodness to me.
It don't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
It's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street.
Yes.
So finding love is not to bring happiness to your life. You are going to make sure the person that is coming into your life
It's also gonna be happy.
is gonna be happy with what they're coming to receive.
Yes. So basically, it is the same way, two-way street. If you are finding love, you are looking for that person that you can make happy, and they can make you happy. So it is give and take,
Give and
right?
take.
It is not just going out there and saying, hey, I'm miserable, so I need to find love to make somebody make me happy. I'm sorry, that would not work. I don't think you would go far with that mentality.
Unfortunately, because you've not identified who you are, you may end up hurting the person coming into your life because you've not reached a place of contentment. For you to find love, you have to be content with who you are, your identity. You need to be content with who you are. You need to understand that you've arrived to welcome somebody into your space. Man, I am so excited for what we have to share with you. Esther, what is the next?
So the next point on here, after knowing yourself, after loving yourself, we thought that when you are out there trying to find love, you should know what you are looking for. So, what are you looking for when you are finding love? Are you looking for opposite attracts, or you are looking for
same attraction?
That's
so
what the test
so
is.
so call it. So in terms of introvert, sometimes we go out there and we find an introvert person because we're extrovert, or we find an extrovert person because we're introvert.
Mhm.
Opposite attracts. Sometimes opposite attracts work for certain couples, but we found out that same tendencies, same personality traits works very well because you end up compromising on everything.
Most of the things.
So
So basically, sometimes I think that when you are an extrovert and you find somebody who is an introvert, it can balance out.
it balances out.
Sometimes it can balance out, especially when your values are the same, right? So it doesn't matter if you are an introvert or an extrovert, but if your values are not the same, that is when the challenges, I think, comes.
I totally agree with you.
So, for example, if you are an extrovert and you are with an introvert, right? And you are someone who likes to commit and they don't commit, that's not going to work so well.
Because you don't share the same values.
Because you're not sharing the same values.
Okay.
If you are honest and that person is not honest, at that point, we're not talking about extrovert or introvert. At that point, we're talking about core values, right? So as single people, when we are going out there to look for that love, let's think about it. What are you looking for? If I'm looking for somebody who is extrovert because I'm so much into myself, I want somebody to bring me out of my shell, that's a great thing to do.
Yes.
Or if you think that you are too much an extrovert and you're like, I need somebody to tame me down a little bit, right? I'm too
Out there.
I'm too out there and I'm getting mature, so I need somebody who can bring some pauses to my life and say, honey, yesterday we were out. We were out till when? 1 p.m.
We've been out the whole week.
We're not doing that today.
Next week we just taking a break.
Yes. So if you need that kind of person, I get you. But when we are talking about opposite attracts or same attraction, right? We're talking about the values. I think that's the most important. The core values are the most important because that's what can break you or make you, right?
Absolutely. Man, Esther, you just killing these points. Values.
I'm learning it from you.
Values are so important
Yes.
to relationship.
Yes.
Values are extremely. So you need to identify the core values. And these values mean so much to people in general. human beings in general.
Yeah.
These values mean so much to us. So while you set on the journey today, please pay attention to these core values: honesty, integrity.
It's a lot. It's a lot on there. Knowing yourself will tell you who you are trying to want to attract, right? So when it comes to values, everybody have their own values, right? And so you know the values that you're looking for, or you know the values that you have
that are important
to you, so that you can embrace your life. And in the future, when you get married, and in the future, if you want to start a family, you want that core values to still be there, so that the children that you are bringing into the world would also mimic those values, right? And because that is what they came to see.
And those values make us great citizens. It's just so important. Let's move on to the next subject.
When someone is in the light and you are in the light, or someone is in the dark and somebody is in the dark, realize that when two people who are in love have the same mindset, it's easy for the relationship to flourish and move on and have a long, kind of lasting run, right? Than to have someone who don't share your same values, to have somebody who don't see eye to eye to what you see, to have someone who everything that you say is the opposite of what they think. Even look at your own siblings in the home. When you have more than one sibling in the home, you saying A, they're saying B, one is saying C. Every time there is that kind of, that challenge, right? So bring it down. When you get to someone you love, when it is someone you love, it's even going to be difficult if you are always constantly going to be arguing. And that's why I think Nate and I are kind of stressing on the fact that it is very important, very necessary to have somebody or have that mentality when you are looking for love, to look for someone who has the same core values like you do have, so that your relationship can flourish and you would have ups and downs, because that is what relationships are. We all have ups and downs in our relationship.
Correct.
Nobody is perfect.
Correct.
But guess what? When somebody has the same mindset as you have, when somebody has the same belief as you do, it's easy to talk things out and to see things from the same point of view, so that you can make that long-lasting love and relationship.
Awesome point, Esther. That was excellent. Back to the next question. Right, moving on to the next question.
So the next question that we have here, or the next point that we do have here, says that a second section of knowing what you are looking for. Are you looking for love? Are you finding love with a motive of just playing around? Or are you finding love with a motive of being in a relationship?
Are you finding love with the motive of playing around? Or are you finding love to be in a committed relationship?
Yeah.
That is a great question, Esther. I think I can handle this.
Take it. Let's see.
What I have experienced or observed, a lot of our single men and women out there, some or most, are genuinely looking for true love. So they go into this journey, hearts open, vulnerable, looking for true love. But others are just in there to play games. And that doesn't sit well with me, Esther. Because when it comes to the matters of love,
The matters of the heart
is involved. When it comes to the matters of love, the matters of the heart is involved. So I don't believe when it comes to love, there should be a platform of playing games.
I don't believe that either.
The only games that is supposed to be played is
the foreplay that happens
after you find love. After you find love. Those are the games that goes on. But
I'm sorry, guys.
The journey for love is such a very serious, sensitive commitment that we've all engaged. So please, finding love is not a platform for games. Do you know where games are played?
On the field.
Games are played on the field. Games are played on the field. If you want to play basketball, you go to the basketball court and just shoot your hoop. If you want to play football, you go to the football field and catch your ball or throw your ball or whatever you have to do. When you go to the soccer field, for my African brothers and sisters,
oh, see, you got me twisted. When you said football, I just said you kick. Now you're talking about soccer. Okay, yeah.
When you go to the soccer field, guess what? That is a platform for games.
Yes.
When you go to the golf, you do all that. But when it comes to the matters of the heart, which we call love, it's not a place for games. So I encourage you single men and women out there, please, that is somebody's daughter, that is somebody's son you messing with.
That's somebody's brother or somebody's sister.
They are out there so vulnerable, just doing all that they can to find true love. Please, do us the favor and stop playing games with your heart.
Yeah.
Do us what? The favor and stop playing games with your heart.
And it's sad to say that as much as the young women and young men out there are so yearning to find the right person, right? There's no perfect person. You can be the right person. To find that right person, there are some out there, like he's saying, have been in certain relationships in the past, and because of that, they are there to hurt other people intentionally.
Yes.
Which I think is really dangerous, because if you have been hurt before, I would think
you
that
should be
you advocating for others. You learn some lesson, advocate for others, and ask that God will bring you that right person to make things right? So, my sisters who are out there looking for love, I am praying. I know I found mine. He stuck with me, and I love me some Nate. I found mine, but I know and I'm praying that you will find yours very soon, someday. But as you are out there searching for love, please do not make it a point to hurt people intentionally. Sometimes certain things happen. Things don't work out. I get it. That's okay. But when you are out there intentionally wanting to hurt somebody because you are hurt before, I don't think that is right. And I'm praying that you have a change of mind and a change of heart, because God has something great coming your way. And just Nate said something when we were talking about this before we came up here, that when you are out there and you don't have the right intention, you know what happens? You are blindsided. You don't even see the right thing in front of you because your mind is not in the right place.
Right.
Your heart is not in the right place. You're not thinking about doing the right thing.
Absolutely. And you tend to miss on the right blessing that God has designed for you.
The opportunity that you've been looking for.
You know, because you blindsided with all the hurt, all the mistrust you've been involved in, and when the right person appears,
you don't even see
it.
So guys, it is real. We know it's real. It's not easy to find the right person. But guess what? When you set out on that journey and you have a good mind and you have a good heart, Trust me, God rewards good deeds. What did we say? God is not like man, right? The thoughts that He has for us is phenomenal. I'm not saying you are that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that
He got great plans for us.
Yes. And as you are out there, look for that right person with the right intention and with the right heart, so that when that right person is there, you can see it because your eyes. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone.
You go, Esther.
You know.
That brings me back to my point. So, my brothers and sisters out there looking for love, just remember, do not confuse lust with love.
So on that note, we will be right back with our next point. Nate just gave it a little bit of the iceberg. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
We back.
So we back with a big bang. So as Nate was saying, the next point is, when you are out there looking for love, start with the right thing. We encourage you to start with friendship, relationship before romance.
Friendship, relationship before romance. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna hashtag that, Esther. Friendship, relationship before romance. I love that.
And guys, I know it is not easy. Trust me. When you have found that person that you love, when you have found that person that you're like, oh my goodness, I can keep my eyes off him. Oh my goodness, I can keep my eyes off her. It is hard. It's really hard to say no. I want to touch you. All we can do is just to kiss and to hug. I'm sorry, I hope there's no kid in this room. But when you are able to let the natural take its course, when you are able to start with friendship, grow into the relationship, and the romance
will
follow, that playground, that foreplay is going to be awesome. What are you talking about?
I absolutely agree with you, Esther. That is, you're onto something, girl. You are onto something.
I'm trying.
So let's take this journey. Let's take this journey Esther has, vividly described to us. Friendship. Imagine being in a relationship where it began with friendship. You are going to understand, you are going to observe, you are going to see this person you surrounded with. You are going to identify not all, but most of the things that may sometimes put you off.
Or most of the things that makes you thick and makes you draw closer to them.
Right.
Through the friendship phase and the relationship phase. Very important.
Extremely vital.
It's like moving from 0 to 5 and to 10 and to 15. Jumping all over the place. You miss 1, 2, 3, 4. You miss 6, 7, 8, 9. You miss 11, 12, 13, 14.
And all of a sudden, the relationship is over. And everybody is upset with each other. And you go your separate ways. And all because you did not dedicate time to build that relationship.
Very crucial to have that time to build that relationship, starting with a friendship, guys. It's not easy. Again, it's easy said than done, right?
Easier said than done.
I know somebody is out there saying, Esther, you don't know what you're talking about. I love me some some my boyfriend. I love me some my girlfriend. I cannot just take my eyes off her. I get that.
And also, I didn't mean to stop you.
That's
but
okay.
also, we being people in relationship, we have placed a bad connotation on friendship. Oh, I'm in the friend zone. No, that is not a bad place to be.
No, not at all.
If you truly admire the person you deem as
Your girlfriend, your boyfriend,
the friendship zone
it's
can
so
be
important.
the wisest place.
Oh my!
Because you get to stand there
And look
and observe
and study.
all the behavior traits
Yes.
of that individual.
And guess what? It is in that friendship phase or that relationship phase. I hope it's in that friendship phase. That is that phase where you can say, I want to move on to the relationship phase, or no, this is not for me. If you skip that friendship phase and you go straight into relationship, after you've committed so much, after you've done all you were doing, you don't have to tell me all you're doing. I know because we've all been there, right? In that relationship phase.
Right.
If you miss that friendship phase, it's very hard to kind of do that 360-10. It's very hard because at that point, you have given so much. At that point, you've sacrificed so much. At that point, you've embraced so much. And you're like, I'm trying this, but I can't do it. That means you skip that friendship phase because at that friendship phase, you should see the likes, the dislikes. Okay, no, you like to party too much. I'm not that party person.
Mm-hmm.
Can I work on it? I don't think so. So I don't think we can get this way.
Esther, you are onto something. Because as you were expressing your thoughts, something came in mind.
Okay.
You know, a lot of times couples get into these relationships, right? Of course, they mean well, and they skip the most important part of the journey,
Yes.
which is the friendship. So they get into this commitment, and they go into the relationship. Once they find out that it's not gonna work, guess what they do? The first thing that comes into mind during the breakup period, can we be friends?
Going
back to the drawing board.
That's
Can we
the
be
foundation.
friends?
Yes.
You missed the most vital step. The
Yes.
friendship was the key for you to build that relationship.
In all honesty, Nate, you were so right because normally when you hear these stories, they say, oh, we know more in a relationship, but we are friends. We just want to be friends. Why were you not friends
Before you jump into the relationship.
You know?
If you have taken your time, nurtured that friendship, you would have been able to iron out your differences.
Absolutely.
And say, hey, we are really great friends, but we have identified that we cannot move on
Yes.
to relationship.
Yeah.
Because there is so much that we do not have in common.
Absolutely.
And that is definitely gonna break the relationship.
Mhm.
You know, that is where you make the firm decision
Yes.
not to move that relationship forward.
Yes.
Please,
Yes.
please, while you are out there, my brothers and sisters all over the world, while you're out there finding love, do not mistake lust for love.
Oh my goodness. I knew you were going to talk about this. So, I think it's just one of the hardest topics to talk about, or one of the hardest differences to make. Lust and love. Nate said they all start with an L. The first time he said that, I was like, oh yeah, it's true. So love starts with an L, lust starts with an L, right? It is so important to know what the differences are so that you're not falling for one or the other. So basically, Nate, what are you telling our audience?
So, when you love with a person, you make those dedication and commitment to that person. It's not about a sexual appealing. It's more of, hey, you are my person and I am gonna take care of you. Hey, you are my person and I am wanting to spend my time with you, doing everything that we can possibly do, traveling to see the world, being around each other, just watching a movie or just cooking for one another, just having really
personal time.
Engagement.
Yes.
Lust is a whole different thing. The intention of lust is a sexual fulfillment. And that's it.
It's done and it's over.
It's done and it's over.
And guys, I know this is a hard topic to talk about, and Nate and I are very sorry if we're stepping on your toes, but we just want to be as real as we can because we love you. We love what we have. We love what God has given us, and we want you to have that too. And so, if we say something is the truth, but you don't like it, we're sorry. We're apologizing in advance. But like Nate is saying, when it comes to lust, it is, we done, let's move on. Who is the next person? Or when's the next time?
A relationship filled with lust will never survive. Because that whole excitement is just for a moment. That whole thrill is just for a moment. And once that moment is fulfilled, that relationship is over. That relationship is over.
And that's not what we want for our sisters and brothers out there who are finding love. We want you to actually find that true love. Find that love.
Do the work.
Yes, do the work. Put in the work. Put in the commitment. Put in the time.
Put in the effort.
The effort.
To build that friendship.
And be in that relationship. And that relationship will turn into what you've been looking for. To have that ring on your finger. You know, it's very important, right? I think that is the ultimate goal for every lady. I think so. When they are in a relationship, they're looking for that one day for that man to say, would you marry me? Right? But if you put that romance in front of the friendship, I'm sorry to say, you might end up seeing it in a whole different way. Can it happen? Yes, there are people who are married for years and it was just a one-night stand, right?
True love?
True love. It does happen. So we're not saying it doesn't happen, but we're just trying to bring the reality. What happens most of the time?
Right. The tendency for your relationship to thrive is
when you start, yes,
pursuing friendship first before relationship.
And then that can graduate to whatever that God has for you or whatever you and your partner have for each other.
Awesome. This was such a wonderful subject.
Yes, it was.
To talk on, Esther.
And I think that we can touch on this again some other time, but we just wanted our single ladies and gentlemen out there to know we love you, we're thinking about you. This whole thing is about love, to strengthen our relationships, our marriages, and that's why Nate and I are here, and to build that family. So, as you're watching, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't liked or commented, please don't take that away from us. We need that.
We need that. Once again, to our viewers, thank you for sharing this moment with us. I hope that everything we presented was sound. I hope that your feelings were not hurt.
Please don't be hurt. We love you.
We're coming from a loving place.
It's coming from a good place, yes.
And see you on the next episode.
Have a wonderful week. God bless you.
Have a wonderful week and stay blessed.
Bye.
Bye-bye.